Holy moly, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching in the world. My name is Sean Driver. This is the Red Horde, and that was madness. Absolutely madness. Uber on the way home, followed by the Sky Train, followed by I had to take a scooter because the bus didn't work. I got a picture of me all covered in the rain, but I'm here and we're running. And then the links didn't work. And if there's because I'm not on Facebook Live, not on Twitch for this one, but we are on YouTube. But because we're on YouTube, we couldn't use the restream chat, so I had to come up with a filler. So we'll go with this. The nice thing is I can style that now that I know how to accidentally works. So a 3-minute panic job, but it all gets in and we're there. So hopefully you guys can all hear me. We're good to go. And let's talk lineups because we're only 8 minutes away from kickoff. And what the heck is that? Dalby draws in. That's the biggest shocker to me. I'm not sure about that. And the scoreboard's not working. Of course it's not, because things just have to go glitchy when everything's. So I'll see if I can do that while we're chatting here. Two of them back up already, just like that. The big shocker to me, I guess, is Dalby drawing in. Matt with the sponsorship, thank you for that one. And look at this. We've got the green stuff all for those that have. Hey, Brian. Hey, everybody. I don't know if it's the new look. You guys will have to tell me what you think about it. I can style it. That's the nice thing, is I can change that up. And so I did that a long time ago just as to hack to see if it worked. Nick Knack becoming a sponsor. Thank you. You guys jumping in early with the old sponsorship and everything. Got the scoreboard up there for W&G. Let's get into chat, and Dalby's in. I'm just going to hold that constant so that I can actually talk about the whole lineup while it's all rotating through here. So give us a second. We'll bring that one up. I don't know. Somebody said Fletcher needed a break. Cryptic did actually in a tweet, and I don't know if that's the case. I like to have all of my toys on display, and if you needed some run out in the 70th minute, 75th minute, 80th minute, that would have made sense for me. I talked to Andrew actually on the phone. I pocket dialed him, putting the phone into my pocket. So Andrew, if you're there, how are you? Andrew talking about the potential that they're going to go 3-4-3, maybe invert some of the forwards and see what happens. I don't know if that's going to happen, because when you line up the roster, and let's just bring it up so it's constant here. When you line up the roster, it lines up with Mendy being not playing forward, and the way that they do it always, if it was to be a 3-4-3, that would leave Bolton, Young, Cannon, and McLean in the mids, with Mendy, Dalby, and Marriott. And I don't know if you're going to end up playing, like he said, Marriott suggested, I think, up on the right, with McLean on the left. It's possible. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. I note that the chat's going to take some time to scroll through, so some people are getting caught off. A little bit of madness, a little bit of chaos, but a whole lot of entertainment. Look, this one, we need a win out of this one. I don't want to give MK a run up. I think it's supposed to be raining there. I haven't really been able to see the raindrops on the feed so far, and nobody seems to be covered up. But I thought the forecast was going to be rain. I was going to say a 1-0 win was what we're going to go for. If this is the situation and it's better, 2-0. Yeah, McLean's playing apparently Lee's spot. Excuse me. McLean's looks like he's in Lee's spot. Lee's taking the night off. It looks like Dalby's getting a run up with Marriott, which, if you're going to put Dalby with somebody, I like his first touch. He's just not clinical, but if he's able to hold things up and get the ball to Marriott and we're able to get some love, I won't complain. Young, 250th appearance, and he gets the armband. I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully they run out hard for him and they do their thing in the back line. Of all things, the back line is set. Everything else is absolutely madness. I don't know. Share your thoughts. We'll get that one out there. I don't think I'm going to be able to poll because I've pulled the link in. I'm not going to be able to do any polls today without absolutely blowing things up. So it's going to be comments only. Let me know your thoughts as to what's going on. Oh, Jake, I'm with you. I want to see more Davis, but he's on the bench. He'll get a chance to get a run out today. I'm somebody who thinks that he's got more in him, and certainly have him higher than Young. But Young getting his start, so that's great. The best pocket dial ever. I wish I had a photograph of me on a scooter that I had to rent from the SkyTrain station to blast through the rain. The hood up, wind blasted. The things I do to keep this stuff off. I was up at 4:00 in the morning to catch the very first train into town to do a bunch of stuff in the office. Oh, it's been a day. It's going to get to about 6 o'clock, and I'm going to be passing out. But the stuff that we do, it's all been fun, and we've only got 4 minutes until kickoff. Let's bring up their roster just momentarily. They're without their top two starters as far as goals scoring, although Wern just came to them. Matt's here. If you get a chance, he typically brings in people from the opposing side, broadcasters, and why is that stadium like the whole? I guess that's all our fans up top, and they kept the bottom empty. It's empty in the stadium. Wow, fascinating. With all the away fans being stuck up in the rafters, that's what it looks like. Anyone else concerned about the consistent lack of Mullins? Sorry, Brian. Potentially, yes. I mean, for me, for a long time it was, is he getting the service? And then he started to get a little bit of service, and he was spraying the ball all over the place. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. But pushing Matt again, Racecourse Ramble. Wern, he was talking to them about Wern, who'd come in, and it looks like he's got some pop on the end of his boot. They are without their top two starters, and so that's our top two strikers so far this season. And Mo Isa has disappeared and gone off to Exeter City, if I recall correctly off the top of mind. And so there's certainly a lot of stuff going on. Messi always asks for time off, so I guess if he's in the same camp as him, then we're okay. Fascinating garbage, right, Kim? I mean, I don't have a problem with only opening up part of the stadium, but why are the away fans stuck in the rafters? I don't get it. Hey, Brian, join the club, right? I mean, I've certainly watched a fair share of MLS because which I will say, the Vancouver Whitecaps, if you haven't seen them, their jerseys almost might make me want to be a fan this year. It's their 50th year, so they came out with these special Adidas kit. They are stylish. I hope they play as well as their jersey is. But I have gone historically to a bunch of MLS matches. But that's really it for me. It is a fascinating lineup, and let's leave it at that because we're a minute in. Hey, if you haven't been here before, two things to take note of. One, as soon as this is done, we're jumping over to the after 90 minutes. We've got Matt from the Racecourse Ramble, Josh from the Pundit. I don't think the Aussies are joining today because it's midweek. Ram's still kicking about and may end up joining. Baz is anticipated to be there. Carl has talked about joining. So we're continuing to grow that community. Join after this and figure it all out. Hey, W&G, nice to see you here. Easy game for you. Just the three up above. Thank you to W&G for taking care of all of this, for Brandon for filling in and being moderator and doing all things, helping out. Exceptionally happy. Yeah, up in the rafters. Thank you for the long trip, guys. Now go up there into the nosebleed section and enjoy the game as everybody's coming out. So 90 minutes, as soon as this wraps up, we'll be jumping over there to another link. In the description to that link, there is a way for you to join the chat. I would love to have everybody sign up, join. And you can, if you want to join over, I know Matt is, but there are other channels that are streaming it on YouTube. Go and show some support, hit subscribe. The other thing, because we're live and because there's a little bit of latency, there's a delay coming back and forth between what I get and what comes back to you. Either bump your feed that you're watching backwards, or more importantly, no spoilers. No spoilers. Come on, Wrexham, indeed, Brandon. Yes, they've been playing the CONCACAF stuff. The Vancouver lost out. The Canadian Premier League teams have lost out so far. The Forge, the Mexican clubs, and Calgary Cavalry is going to get a shot. But, I mean, a second-tier Canadian team up against a La Liga team, I don't expect them to turn them over. So we'll see what's going on. I haven't noticed, to be completely fair. KT Rito's on time before Rock Chicks cheering. I know that John, everything's good with John. He's just taking some time away from the chat. He wanted to be able to focus a little bit on the match, and he finds this is helpful and exciting and a great place to be for the community. But he just says hi to everybody, and he's going to take a little bit of a breather and then come back and join in. But he always signs in at some point during the match. And hi to my mom if she's watching. Apparently, for the first time, she actually commented in the last match, and I missed it. And I will, now that I know what her username is, if I can flag it, I will see it. Score predictions, I'm going to go, I was going to go 1-0 because I thought it was raining and ugly. It looks like it's okay, and the pitch is fine. So I'm going to say 2-1. and we'll see where we're at with that one. The kids will rock in about an hour and a half's time, just in time for the noise during the after 90 minutes. And let's get the lineup rotating again. We assume, and Mark's talking about, just if you're not listening, the potential that there might be a 3-4-3 or a change in formation and stuff that's going on. So if somebody has a weather update, because the weather to me said 60% chance of rain. Dale is going 2-1. Matt's saying 1-1. Lee's got a 1-2 Wrexham. Looks like 2-1's the going number. I saw some stuff. I think it was, Matt, was it on your channel or otherwise? I saw like 5-0 and 5-1. I don't know where the scores are coming from. Have we filled the net that significantly recently? And I know that somebody suggested that MK Dons have created MK Stadium as a fortress. I don't think that's necessarily the case. Hold on. They did lose to Morecambe back on the 20th, and so we'll see how it goes. Oh, here we go. Some contrarians. Jake and Tommy going 3-2, 3-2. We got another 1-1. So anticipating a close one, and we are off. And of course, I get a phone call. Just give me 1 second here, just to make sure it's not an. Still have work demands, and that was the byproduct of thumping everything out. So I was expecting that to come in, and now that's dealt with, and so hopefully we're able to go. The feed a little bit buffering. I'm at 135. I'm getting great audio, but it's choppy for me. I don't know if anybody else is having that problem. Wrexham going from left to right on the screen. MK from right to left. I see two people up forward here, so we'll still having a look as we try to nick possession there with Young. Got it, but gave it away, and it got cleared all the way down the pitch. And so far, not a lot of magic moving early on. Whew. Andrew was saying he did some in Wimbledon, a 3-4-3. I don't know how long he continued that, but Arthur's got it, looking to play through a throw. Settle in. Well, that was a fun little rush back. Tozer is on the bench. And yes, everybody's all Gillingham all the time. I'll even take Crawley over Wimbledon just in case, and Walsall, Morecambe. Not really that concerned what happens with the Wombles and Morecambe. Benderum. I'm going to have to Google that. That's how shameful it is. Spain. Are you really in Spain? That's why I wanted to check. We don't have Spain on the list. 51 countries. Thank you very much. And here we go, underway. MK Don's working it up through the midfield here, trying to get it. It's been scrambly, not really so much because they're hoofing it back and forth, but just because there's been a fair amount of interceptions and or bad passes early on as they draw it all the way back to their center backs and look to set up, switches on to the right side. Good afternoon, Alex. Pleasure having you here. Still sitting in the center backs and can hear the Wrexham fans blasting away in my ear. Glorious as always. Played forward, right side. That was a good little ball forward. Paul clicked forward, bad pass. I don't think that was a bad touch, as Mark said. It was waist high and on a rope so he knocked it down and we cleared it and it's gone out for a throw. But you take the goal scoring prowess of Mo Issa, and they're going to be suffering a little bit, but Weirn seems to be filling it out. Don, yeah, you guys will have to let me know if you like this new chat lineup, and I can style it a little bit better than that as well. Maybe make it a bit bigger, but and maybe change the color so it matches. But I think I kind of like it. I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, Dale, I'm looking mostly from Dalby for first touches and holding up, right? I want him to be able to play it. No, dangerous ball. Marriott, able opportunity to get it, and he forced an opportunity there, dribbling back towards the goal. Didn't make the play. Marriott into the box, 18-yard area, nicked the ball, and just kind of tapped it forward, and the goalie was able to come out and get that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We'll see if anybody else has that. And Sarah, we will take it. I take it from where people are viewing, and so we can add Spain to the list. And that's awesome, because I was wondering, why don't I? Oh, I do have Spain. I don't have Portugal or France. I had Spain. Well, anyway, I appreciate you being here. We got Brazil, and we got everybody's international today as we're going with MK Dons with more possession just inside their own half on the center back line. Sort of even back and forth in the 80th percentile with passing for both clubs. Cannon out as they cross the midfield stripe. Kemp gets it back. And I guess Kemp and Weirn, if Weirn is anything, Kemp's been dangerous. So we'll see what they're able to do. Excuse me. Just passing around in the back line here. That's Harvey with it over to the left-hand side. Still just setting it up on the left side on their own half. And finally, they set it up for a long ball, and it does nothing but roll to Ogonkwo. So a lot of time off the clock, no threat. And we will take it. The broadcaster just ran out of ideas, so credit in the back, and we're going to hoof it down the field. Max launching it, gives it right to them. Good first touch. They put it in the air. And the battle through the midfield, but we gain control. McLean drops it back to Boyle. Do we get some magic as we set it up? Mendy. Pressure on us as we're going backwards. Gets it back to Ogonkwo, and it goes for a corner. Well, I know, Mullen, we're assuming just a break and an opportunity to run out. Marriott assume maybe that he hasn't been performing well enough, that he's got some criticism, and so they want to have it pushed. Call it what you will. Well, right now, Santiago, slow, I won't necessarily say tactical, but slow definitely fits the bill. So we're going to have an in-swinger from the right side. Two players looking for a short corner, and both McLean and Marriott. Could be Bolton. That 1 and that 7 are hard to tell the difference. Close to goal, dangerous, well cleared. I like Ogonkwo to come out and get those rather than leave them when they're within 6 feet of them. I prefer Marriott out there, goalie way out near the midfield. Passes, good tackle. Goalie's still going back. Does he take a shot? Take a shot. No, too late now. And had the opportunity. The goalkeeper came all the way up to the midfield stripe and then made a pass, and it wasn't a good pass. There was a great tackle, pushed it forward, and you were thinking, is he caught out? Can you take a chance? Take a shot, but Marriott elects not to take it. Instead, we get the throw in. It's a quick one. Bolton now with Young over on the right side. Young draws it back. Max. Cleworth. Over to Young. Young draws it in too far forward, and it's going to go for a goal kick. Didn't connect there with Bolton on exactly what was happening. Yes, I anticipate both of our forwards will come out sometime in the 70th minute, because that's always what happens. I mean, I think you could put a bet on I don't think the odds would be very good, but that's what's going to happen every single match. 75% possession by MK as they just set up in the back there for a solid 3-4 minutes to start the game. Yeah, but less coming forward and less efficient. 89%, I guess, is close to the 96 that they were at. But here they come over to the left foot side. Harvey. Tomlinson gets it over, and it's going to go back to Harvey. Oh, Wern, sorry. Wern picks it up, drives it towards the midfield, and kicks it over to the right-hand side and looking for a switch. Payne with it on the right side. McLean knocks it down, but it lands to an MK Don boot, and it goes back to Payne. All the way back to the center backs. I like this possession control. And Marriott nicks it. Midfield stripe. Three guys coming with him and only one center back. Two center backs back. We got lots of numbers, Marriott. Lots of numbers. He runs it all the way into the box. Cross. Deflection. Oh, weird deflection. But it stopped anywhere off of that deflection rather than right to the keeper. And that's a goal. But instead it just bangs off of the defender and rolls in the keeper's right there and fumbles it and makes the stop. Whew. So into the box. Love the midfield play by Marriott, nicking the ball, had lots of numbers, but that's twice where the decision making. I would have liked to seen a decision a little bit earlier, but he's sitting there running with his hands up, kind of looking for options. So Lung was running forward, but he took the shot, had the deflection, and that would, to be fair, would have gone in if anywhere but in that 2-foot area right where the keeper was. Pass in the back, and they're giving it away. We're getting our chances off of it. We all support the Wombles. Never franchise FC. Although I'll be fair, the one thing that's interesting is of all of the fans in League Two, the ones that I think that are the most agreeable to what Wrexham's been doing and moving up and all that sort of stuff are the MK Dons. Whether that's, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's some legitimization for them. I don't know. It looks to me it's the standard 5-3-2. I mean, somebody else who's maybe more connected and in the know can let me know. But I wouldn't suggest that we've got anybody but more than Marriott and Dalby up in the 2. McLean's in Lee's position. Mendy in behind him as a wing back. And Luke's quarterback in the center of the pitch. Yeah, 5-3-2, 5-3-2. So I know a little bit about something. Center of the pitch. Just, I mean, this will be an interesting game. Options and then a long ball and just horrible. It's going to roll all the way for a corner, or not for a corner, for a goal kick. No, it just goes out and it'll be a throw in the corner. So they'll be moving forward for the press. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But it's a big game for them, drawing back into the playoff competition as they've moved it forward and didn't get the pass he wanted, and so instead it just rolls to Ogonkwo, but it was set up in front, just outside the 18-yard box, and ooh, the hair. Halfway through season 1, so middle of 2 years ago, and then it wasn't able to stream until the National League stream, so largely just followed and Googled, and Mendy has it here. Mendy finds the boot of an MK Don player, and they clear it, and so we clear it back. So the MK Dons get it, and they're going to head it, and are they going to clear it back? No, they're going to draw it back. So MK Dons maintain possession here. Yeah, and part of me, I'm like, Milton Keynes is large enough that they deserve the club, but I do wish they would have gone like Bury's doing right now, Phoenix Club, start from the beginning, rise through the ranks. But they wanted to build the fancy stadium. They wanted to do their thing. And Wimbledon had to suffer through the struggles of climbing, but they've done it. And so all's well that ends well, maybe a little bit. Bolton moved forward, lost the ball, good tackle by Irving, and so he's got it moving forward, and we've got to get back. Gilby draws it back, and here we go with the knots-like kickabout in the center backs. Capper going 5-3. Must not be watching, because if it's 5-3, something's going to have to happen here in the next little bit, because neither team, when we have it, we're direct. Like, we've been pushing straight forward. The reason why we were in the 25% range is because we're not kicking it about in the back. But here they go. Nice little run. That's just dangerous. They move forward, and then switches over to the left-hand side. He's taking a crack, and he just hoofs it over top. They finally decided to go. They have a run through the midfield, and that landed on the boot ultimately of Tomlinson on the left side on a long looping pass that landed over to him. Was it Tomlinson that gave it to him or Tomlinson that took it? One of the two. Tomlinson, Gilby, whoever it was. Let's watch the replay here, and I'm not going to be able to tell. Knocked it down, had a look, and then just serves it to the moon. That's what we've sort of been doing, is betting on our counterattacks. And to be fair, there's been enough questionable passing. A nice little pass. He's onside. He's got behind 18 and just misses wide. I will take that. That's that counterattack. We've been coming direct, and Marriott has a bee in his bonnet. He is out and around and about it. He's nicked a couple. He's had a chance there. And he was onside, sort of hooked himself around, got himself the ball on the left-hand side of the box, and pushed it forward. 2 new subscribers. Webbo, welcome. Void Otter. Sounds very Canadian. Yeah, I don't think I've been disappointed with, and we're pressing again, and we've got, oh, gave it away, and it's in the box. No, Dolby, why pass? Why not pass? Dolby again, come on. He had wide open Marriott over on the left-hand side, and he didn't give it one extra pass. One extra pass. I'll change. I didn't get a chance to change. I was in my comfies at 4 o'clock in the morning, running to the office, so I looked somewhat presentable. We are buzzing around, and I just want to look at this again. Well, why didn't Dolby look over to the left? I thought it was a clear lane. You can't really tell from this angle. But Marriott was right there. Marriott was right there. Ooh, MK Dons is going to win 2-0. Webbo, joining us from the MK Dons. Love having you here. The counter perspective is always welcome as Mendy pushes it out. I'm tempted to bring up the possession stats because not a lot of the research typically that I do before these matches was done for this one, but I'm going to bring up MK Dons' football reference. We should have at least one. We've had a couple opportunities. Dolby should have passed, and we would have scored on that one. Like, you give it to Marriott with that much space, and then you had the deflection from Marriott off of the back that would have gone in anywhere except for exactly where the keeper was standing. And so he looked kind of routine, but very fortunate on the deflection. As MK now working it into the left-hand side. This is going to be Tomlinson, draws it back. Harvey swings it over, looking up to push through the midfield. No, they draw it back again. Because he's an MK fan. Just still drawing it back into the center back midfield stripe and over to the right-hand side. Pushed forward now. Finally got it across the line. Payne makes it, but he draws it back, and they're going to push it forward down the left-hand side. The switch is on. Tomlinson to the middle. They're going to do the switch to the right. Back and forth they go, left to right, right to left. Now back to the right. And maybe they've got something cooking here. Moved forward in middle of the box. Kemp with it. He's to the front of the area. 18-yard box. Gets it over. Gilby draws it back. Shot. Blocked by Cannon. Knocked down. And McLean just nicks it away. And here we go on the counter. Marriott wasn't able to knock that one down. This is counterattack and possession, and away we go. Tons of patience. I got to go to the possession stats because I don't remember. Well, I guess 56.4%, fourth in the league. They're looking to pad those stats today, and here we go. Counterattack on Young, and bad pass forward. Right idea, but couldn't get it up to Bolton, who was blasting down the right side, and MK Dons now forming shape. Bolton's able to get back, and away we go. Set up. Turnover. Young has it, draws it back. O'Connell over to Max. Max to Arthur, and Arthur's going to thump it. Close to his once per game straight out, but we're able to keep it in, but MK gets it. Tomlinson, left side. Setting it up in the back. Do I just run a timer? Brought to the midfield, back to the center backs. Everything should be running today. Walsall's already up on Morecambe. W&G taking care of that for us. It's just when it scrolls, it doesn't seem, it takes time to load. And so maybe I make it a 60-second delay so it stays more constant. 79%, 21%, and all 3 shots to the good guys. Fascinating. Only 34 passes, 3 shots, just everything on the feet or blasting down the field when we get an opportunity. It's basically a one-pass go situation. Is we're patient. They've got it. They're pushing to find something. And now they've got space on the right as McLean moved over, and now he's got to run over to fill that gap on the left side. So Lewington, with it, looking forward, finds it, and it's just going to roll out and go for nothing. As much as it's maybe not the most entertaining game when they have this long of possession, it has its moments, and it seems to happen in the snap of a finger. Des, nice to see you. Howdy, howdy. Knockdown, Young has it, pushes it forward. Nice little play. Gets it to McLean and then over to Bolton on the right-hand side. Or Bolton dancing forward. Taking on his man. Pushes it forward. Corner coming. Yes. I knew it was going to be a corner. I was despite all Bolton's pace, he just wasn't able to blast away from the defender there. He has pace. But so did that defender on the left-hand side that was running with him. Was that Tomlinson? So we're going to get a corner from the right side. So that'll be McLean with the in-swinger, I'm sure. Oh, Luke Young's in the game. I forgot. Youngie is going to be taking those set pieces. No doubts for me, Sarah. Out swinger. Swept in. It's in! What the heck? McLean with that one. I thought that impossible angle. It was close range, short post, blast in, score it up, add 1 to the whole thing. And we haven't played this video yet. And so let me cue this up. Holy. I'm still, before I play it, I don't know how that one in, and I want to watch the replay before we play it. That was a short kick direct from Young. And I thought from that angle, that header, there's no way it's going to scream in, and just snuck it on the inside post. Did it get a deflection off of the keeper to help it in? Young gets it in, bounced off of somebody, but that's just a crazy, crazy header. Did that hit the defender or the keeper? Off a tight angle off the keeper and in. Let's cue it up. Here we go. This is James McLean. Love it. 42, Sarah's a lifer. Here we go. Cannon down the left-hand side. It's a glowing day. I need to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and drink 4 cups of coffee before a match every game. Don't make that a superstition thing. I can't wake up at 4 a.m. every day. Cannon. Can't get it to Mendy. Mendy loses it on his feet, and here comes MK the other way. Oh, late challenge. Is that a yellow? Everybody's saying, Mark and they're saying that's a yellow. I think he came in late, and he came in a little, not rough enough to be a red, but he came in. Whew. Thanks, Brendan. I appreciate that one. That was a great assist for Youngie. Nick's been a diehard since the first month. Don't mind us late parties. Oh, they've got a long ball over top, and that was dangerous. Knocked back and well cleared by EOC and Max. Ooh, a little dangerous, but he grabs it and just to clear. We'll take it. Nice ball. That actually turned out well. Got it to Marriott. Draw it back to Young. Young swings it over to Boyle. Boyle's looking upfield. Midfield stripe. We are quick coming forward. Just get after it, lads. Up to Mendy over on the left side. Mendy dancing, looking. What's he going to do? Draw it back. He's got McLean. He's going to push forward. McLean serve it to him. No. Back to Cannon. Cannon midfield. EOC. Whew. Perfect timing, Woody. That's the sign. Better than me waking up at 4 a.m. is Woody joining for the goals. Tries to get it up and can't, and Dolby heads it out, and it's going to go for an MK throw-in. 1 shot to 4. You're right. The push is on. There was no yellow. I thought that McLean deserved a yellow. He came in late and from behind, swung the legs into the feet, clattered him, didn't get it. And he's fortunate because he's 2 away. He's got to go 5 games with less than 2 cards without getting the suspension. Marriott got it. Another bad touch by MK, and it lands on our feet. Marriott just not able to get enough under that cross to get it into the corner. And here they draw it back. MK Dons. Back line looking to move forward. So sorry if I didn't clarify that somebody should have been yellowed, but they shouldn't have been. Die hard. That's awesome, Des. I want to cuddle off of Ogonkwo. Tomlinson, left-hand side. Warren had it. They draw it back. Warren, Tomlinson, and that looks like Gilby over on the left-hand side, but they decide to draw it back and go for the switch. That's Harvey giving it back over to Tomlinson. Tomlinson's sort of been all over the place. Left side, right side, down the middle. He's in the middle of the field with the ball now. Payne over to the right-hand side, gets it back to Payne, looking into the box. It's there, deflection, and it's loose. Shot, scores! Bad guys. Holy, that was quick, and Kemp with the delivery. That was a deflection that just landed on their feet in open space on the right-hand side. And the bad guys pot one on their second shot. Damn it. I don't know what Ogonko could have done on that one because it just came free, and you can't give Kemp that much space. I don't know what you do there. That was Tomlinson really setting everything up over into the back and drawing it over to the right-hand side. And when they decided to go with him and Kemp, slammed it in, bounced off a defender. I don't know who put the initial ball in. It was touched by like 2-3 guys and then squeezes out right, and Boyle kind of stumbles as Kemp goes over to the right. So maybe you can ask questions of Boyle for stumbling there, but I don't know what he does off of this deflection. It comes in, deflected over, and squeezed in. I don't think he was offside. I think there was the Boyle stumble when he was turning that lost it. We have ourselves a game. Young gives it away. Here comes MK again, screaming down the left-hand side. Young now back with him, putting the pressure on, but he dances inside of him. Kemp, wheeling some magic is Kemp, but it goes back to Ogonkwo. It was. But when they've been trying to come with that long ball. That's the first time, maybe the second time through the middle that they've been trying to build it up. They've usually been looking for somebody streaming through that they can find with a long ball. And they might be motivated from that and say that's the way we've got to go, is that's kicked out and we're going to get a throw from Marriott. That's got to be art. Well, they say it was sloppy, but I thought that they pushed his leg through him and kicked the ball across the line. The officials don't agree with that. Brennan just says, great play and a shot. I don't think we can... Can we blame Woody for that one? Always true. Can never count anybody out. Shots are 4-2. Possession 74-26. I would not complain. I would not complain about adding Kemp. He's looked good both at the start of the year and now. I was interested to see how he was going to look on this one, just because I expected our defense to be a little bit better today than it was in the first game of the season. And I just noticed W&G identifies Walsall up 2-0 early on Morecambe. Wrexham still at it, just like Sarah and Dale in the chat. the way fans carrying the balance of the score. It sounds like a church in there from everybody else. Oh, Max, not a good clear, and it's back down dangerous outside into the 18-yard box. Right-footed shot. Oh, Gonko, great save. Parries that away as it was going over to the left side. He was screened a little bit on that shot as well, making that one, dangerous, unnecessarily dangerous. Everybody's score prediction. Who had the high scoring score predictions? And I was mocking them in the 13th minute, and now it's looking like it's a possibility. Matt, how are you? I didn't see you before. Oh, dangerous shot. Oh, deflection that went wide. So that's brought the corner and up to the middle, and nobody went out to go and get that one. That was sleeping at the wheel, and Harvey just walks up just outside the 18-yard box, 20 yards out, pummels it, but it hits blocks defended, whatever you want to call it. It rolls out harmlessly to the right. It went through the crowd. There was no crowd there. It just went all the way out. No defender out there. And it took a deflection off the MK Dons player is what happened. Geez, Mendy's trying to get out there, but he was screened. That was a really good screen, actually, by Lewington. Give him some credit because he kind of ran out there on that set piece and kept McLean at bay. Mendy with it now McLean gave it to him. Mendy keeps it in. Well done, but it had to go to an MK player because there was defenders there, and McLean's not able to get it on the strip. And here come the Dons on the counter, but they give it away, and Boyle nicks it. Well done, Boyle. But the second pass is a poor one. Turnover, and we're the latest beneficiaries. Do we give it away? McLean falls back and calls on Young to save it, and he does, and we draw it back. Whoa. That was just turnover them, turnover us, turnover them. We have it, tried to turn it over, and we managed to get it back to the center backs, and we settle it down. I think we've had one all season. Was it the Morecambe game? McLean with it, picks it up, deflects it off. And we're going to get the throw, and the Dons fans are having a panic moment. There we go, Santiago, thank you. 4-1 Barrow. Andrew with the message. Mandy nicked. That's twice he's had the ball stolen at his feet, which is pretty rare. You don't see that very often, and they just hoof it down. I think that's Kemp running onto it, but it's drawn back to Okonkwo. Push forward up to Cannon, who's playing in Georgia's normal position. Young playing up front where Cannon normally plays, it seems. And McLean filling in for Lee. Okonkwo with it. EOC. Yeah, he's had the pace, and that effort on that last one was great, but just the tide. Marriott was there, not able to get it, and they clear it. Launched long, battle in the midfield, EOC, and we're asking for an offside, and we get it. Thanks, Void. I appreciate it. Just keep doing my thing. Some people like it, some people lump it. I'm okay with both. Moving it forward, nice little ball into the corner. Marriott, he had the space in the middle and tried to get it to, looked like, was that Dalby in the middle? But the return ball doesn't get there. And MK has it, and that's going to just be a foul, but nothing much in it. Young just kind of clattered a little bit. Weirn, who was all the way back near his 18-yard box. Knots falling apart again. Still lots of time for Mendy to be able to pull it out, figure it out. MK Dons now for the setup. It's been a while. It's been about 5 minutes of chaotic back and forth action, and now we've set it up. And are we able to get the nick? And yes, we do. Drawn back to the center backs. That was well done by McLean, stealing that one. I can do that, Michael. It's 1-1. Is that going to be a red? Stomped on him. Cannon just took a boot to the chest. That's got to be at least yellow. So Mendy has it. Mendy puts it forward up to Cannon. Goes to ground. He's on the ground, and then he gets stepped on as the guy ran over top of him. Is that intentional? That's got to be at least a card. He took a boot right to the chest. So we're at the 33rd minute, 1-1. Yeah, that's you got to do better. The ball went out. Nothing for it. That could have been a red on the, and they say that on the VAR. Crazy. Hey, you know what? That does sound like a blue card. Probably not enough for the red, but it fouled him in the back, and then he ran over top of him and put his boot in his chest. So knock long over the top. Are we able to get their keepers out? Has to head it away. It's still there. Get him out. Dolby had a defender in front of him, so he couldn't catch him out. It's now back. Cleworth with it, looking into the box. Can't find anybody, so he takes on his man. Draws it over to Bolton. Bolton draws it back, and he's going to swing it over to the EOC, who gets the switches on to Boyle. Yeah, I sometimes forget that people have it on the stream or playing over the overhead, so I got to do the score more often, and I'm good with that. Into the penalty area, but a poor pass. Marriott nicks it back, looping Paul, but they're going to call that a foul off of Marriott, if not the long ball over. Either way, no goal. 1-1, 35th minute. Yeah, sloppy or special. S squared. You get one or the other and nothing in between. He does. Harvey's getting a talking to with the referee. Oh, boy. Slowed the game down. Everything's settled down, and goal kick, and it's played to the keeper. Drawn out, and that's going to go for a throw. No, they're able to keep it in, but it's battle in the midfield now for possession. Cannon draws it over. Well done, and it's knocked down. McLean with it. Hammered. Oh, laser, but just over. Struck well. You could tell right off of the boot that one had a chance, but he just didn't get enough. Looking for his second of the match. As we just keep coming. Like, I'm feeling confident. And I'm loving the fact that the possession for them is going down and we're coming forward more frequently. Things are looking positive, although I will say the shots are narrowing. But that'll be a 6th. I know that one's coming. Had the swerve, had the boot, moved over to the left and just went out of the way. But we'll take that crack every time you get it. McLean on fire, screamer. That Marriott able to get it in the corner now after the long ball. Possession. Marriott just, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Bolton with it. He's in midfield, running forward, edge of the box, slides it over to the left-hand side. EOC all the way. Oh, McLean, sorry. Up. Boyle with it. Boyle with the fancy cross. No, gets it to Mendy on the left. Cross. It's there. Just skips over top of Bolton. Bolton collects it. Right side. Takes on his man. It's there. Cannon. Blast. Blocked. That looked like it was on target and going for the top corner. But a block. And here comes MK the other way. Dropped back. Just a battle in the midfield, and we nick possession again, and that's another foul. At one of these times, that's the second in the back, third in the back. You got to end up saying, we got to put a message to that one and give it yellow. But if there's a yellow for something light in this game, I'm going to be upset because there's been clear light yellows that should be given for something a little bit more assertive. Yeah, this is like, I'm into this. Maybe it's just because I've been awake for longer. I don't know. So going to be a fair distance out, 35 yards over on the right-hand side. Lots of lined up on the 18-yard stripe at the edge of the box, and away it comes. It's good ball. Good ball. It's still there. Blocked down. Still there. Cleworth. Oh, he drew it from the left to the right, but the keeper was able to get there before he was able to get his right on it as Max looked to pot one. We just keep coming. Like, just waves. Attrition, right? Keep coming. Bolton with it. Thrown in, knocked forward, and Young and Bolton not communicating. They stand there staring at each other, and we get a foul going the other way, and Dalby trying to keep it in. Look to try and get the corner, and instead it's going to be a free kick for them. And yes, 35% is we're moving forward, Kim identifies. Still 1-1, 38th minute. just nonstop chants. Like, even though they're way up in the upper, I don't know where Mark is sitting in the stands relative to the Wrexham fans, but all I hear in my ears are the Wrexham fans. It's like they've been thrown into the nosebleed seats up in the top of the rafters for this one by the MK Dons, which they have been. The whole entire lower section is clear if you didn't see, and they are screaming. Somebody do the Ask Wrexham Twitter, ask him where he sits relative to the Wrexham fans, because it's all we hear. Moved forward. Marriott, inaccurate pass, but almost nicked. Young tried to nick it. Remember Young coming in the last two matches, and we talked about this in After 90 Minutes with Matt from the Racecourse Ramble, is Young is able to nick ball. He's got sort of an aggressive mentality around the midfield, and he doesn't get a lot of interceptions as much as his tackles and winning duels at the feet. And he's been on it today. On it. Oh, a soft free kick. Just don't like McLean? What was that all about? Shots, 7-4. So many more openings. And you got to give it to be fair, Marriott up front, Young nicking possession in the middle to give us more opportunities. And just, to be fair, I'm liking this McLean combination with Mendy on the left side, at least in getting the ball. If Mendy was able to maintain a little bit more possession. The only two things that I've criticized, Young and Bolton not connecting on the interplay together yet. There's been twice where they've been sitting there doing the Spider-Man meme at each other. But MK looking to move it forward, and then they just kick it away. That was Gilby looking to find Tomlinson down the left-hand side. For me, their man of the match early on, I don't know what their Fought Mob stats say, but it's been Tomlinson. He's been everywhere. They've got Kemp obviously leading because he scored the goal, but Tomlinson stirring the drink in the midfield, on the midfield and left-hand side. Battle in the midfield for possession. Headed, and Max steps up and puts a boot to it. Gives it to Marriott to chase. Awkward bounce, headed down. They're still in a battle, and it's cleared away, forcing the error. It's a battle in the around 30 yards out now, and we get possession. And bad pass by Cannon, and it's soft. And here they come, three players on our three-back line. They're running all at us right now. 18-yard box over to Gilby, looking for the cross. Misses on the shot, left-hand side, about a foot wide. Cannon went to go and kick that, and he caught it with the bottom of his boot. So just not enough power on it, and that just free counter attack for the MK Dons. Cannon, yicky. You know what I was talking about. That's been Bolton and Young twice. You go this, you do this. Maybe. I still think he's got it. I still think he's, to be fair, the best down our left. I get it. I'm hard on EOC. I give Mendy probably more credit. But at the end of the day, that was the scary one. It was the big error from Cannon. I haven't seen that really in any match I've seen where somebody goes to just kind of nudge it back to the center, nudges it to somebody, and they catch with the bottom of the boot. And here's the thing, McLean is just a bull in the midfield. Like, just smashing through, collect ball along the way. And just see where they end up when he hits the open pitch. Still no score other than the Walsall Morecambe one, is MK Dons with the possession, looking to move it forward. Bad pass, and it's going to get nudged to Ogonkwo. It's being chased, and Ogonkwo thumps it. Long ball, middle of the pitch. Missed header, and we've Marriott just fighting over. Has a chance again. Marriott on the center backs. He is just a demon. Golly. Like, you love Mullen for it, but Marriott's, I don't know if you want to say another level or if this is just last year Mullen and this year Marriott, but just a bull. Run Marriott and Mullen together and feel bad for the center backs. Not the first half, just some of the first half. 43rd minute, still 1-1. Extra time, not a lot. Referee had a scold session there of a MK Dons player. Not a lot of players being down, so I'm going to call it 2 minutes. I was against the Marriott Mullen line, but watching the work rate, I just think it'd be entertaining as all hell. MK Don's another interception, and here they come. We've got some back to defend this, but Kemp looking forward, plays it over to the right. Looking for the cross. 20 yards out, draws it back and gets it over midfield. And EOC on that entry level just steps out and clears it. But we're not able to get it, and it's flipped forward. Still in the box and available, but EOC collects it. Max and EOC connecting there to team up on the clear. Give it away, but we steal it again. Give it away, they steal it again. That's 3 bad touches in a row, guys, where we had opportunities to turn it, and they just punted it right to an MK Dons player. Both teams just looked ugly there. Today would be the day, and that might be something for Parky to consider. But here's the thing. Parky follows a script, and Ogonko, there's his one clear out right to the right out of bounds. They say, ay. 8 shots to 5 as we get to the see how much extra time we've got. 1-1 as MK starts to move forward with Tomlinson again over to the right hand side. 2 minutes. Looped in, the player there dinked back forward. Played into the area and fortunately cleared. But that was a good long ball, far post, and then headed back into the middle of the playing area, into the 18-yard box. And Tomlinson somehow appears on the left-hand side. This guy is everywhere. Swept in, dangerously through, but Mendy's back there to collect it. Like, I just give it to Tomlinson because, like, he's literally everywhere. Nice play by, was that Bain? Or Bate or Payne? It was able to keep it away. I thought for sure that was going to get stolen off of him, but he played it down and ping pong with that one opportunity from MK as they are moving forward here. 1 minute left in extra time, and they draw it back. That's going to be O'Hara at the back. Plays it forward. Cleared, but it's still there. Dangerous. They've got 18-yard box played forward, and Max with the big push. Cannon cleared somebody out. No foul given, but Max there was able to ultimately get his foot, so it wouldn't have been a threat as Max, just on the edge of his range, reaches out and knocks it away. But here they come with guess who? Tomlinson. Thumps it. Tomlinson hit the post from distance. Holy Tomlinson. Here. That was, what, 30, 35 yards out, right footer from the middle of the pitch and straight off the woodwork. Did he get his hand on it? He might have got his finger on it to just give it enough nudge to hit the woodwork. Holy. Another crack blocked by Don's player. And so we're pushing. We've got a break on 3-on-3, 4-on-3. Marriott, Bolton running with it. He's got Marriott left side, flicks it off. Too far for Cannon, and he had the right idea. Too far. Cross in. Dalby there, not able to get it, and it's going to go out for a corner. Or will they let us take it or blow the whistle? It looked like he just got his hand on it just enough. Fingertip whistle blows for the halftime. Holy. Everybody take a deep breath. Yeah, it looked like a save. Just an Ogonko touch. Not a big one, I didn't see. Just right hand coming over to the left-hand side was what I saw. So more shots on target would be nice. 8-1. 8 shots, 1 on target. We are in the mix, though. Just all over the place. Friendly reminder before you go do your thing for the halftime break and whatever you need to take care of. After 90 minutes, after the match, he's in the lineup or in the chat listening. He's going to be joining us. I believe Josh has it set up, but might not be joining us from the local pundit. Baz, I believe, is going to be joining us. You should join us too. The link on Twitter, my pinned address is there. It's in the description of the after the 90 minutes video. So go ahead and do that and follow that one through. When they bring up the highlights, there was just so much going on. I feel like I'm going to have to pillage and watch what they've done or what package they put together, because there was just a ton of stuff going on. Oh, I brought a pop and I didn't even bring it. Usually it's a coffee, but a little something different because I've already had all my coffee for the day. I am gonna have to, after the match, tweet out that picture that I took. I so wish that I had like some sort of GoPro or a camera to show me in my jacket with my hood up over top of my head. Glasses just getting blasted in the rain, sitting on one of those scooters like they have in Oslo, Norway, the electronic ones, if you've ever seen them. They just started them in the city I live in, and on one of those scooters that I rented, blasting because the bus was late. And Deandra, with the important announcement, if you haven't done so, let people know that we're here. Hit that like button and let the algorithm gods of YouTube know what's going on. Oh, Deandra's got to leave. Adeltine does suck. Put us on while you're driving. Let the data run and follow along. I am curious, while we have the opportunity, I just want to bring up the Fought Mob stats for the Gillingham Stockport game to see exactly what, if anything, we can discern from going on over there. We're going to go through the highlights here. And so there's the Marriott deflection. And you know what? The way that ball was spinning off of that deflection, that had goal screened like all over it if it would have gone in. Like, I don't know, who did it hit here? The back defender. And then just... Is it not pop? Soda. Dr. Pepper. So Dalby with the left-footed. I didn't like that shot selection. Dalby had Marriott over to the left, wide open, and in the 18-yard box. And then Mendy finally gets it and clatters off of it. Yeah, Marriott was wide open. They just showed the replay there, and he had, I'm talking 25 feet radius around him. You're in the 18-yard box with that much space. He just had to lay it up for him, and I'm a little disappointed Dalby didn't give it to him. Then we have the goal right after that. Young. I still don't really know how McLean with amazing header, like to play that coming towards him, to go across, to be able to get that off of the keeper. Just impressive stuff. There you go. That is dedication at its finest. Gillingham with one shot. Yeah, let's bring that up here. I don't know why they've got... I've gone to matches, and they've got our match with them on Saturday is the next one up, which will be interesting as a comparison to see where we're at potentially. Oh, there it is today. What's interesting is their momentum meter is all white, all Stockport County, other than a couple of blips. 5 shots, only 1 on target each, 4 corners to 0. So it sounds like Stockport's been doing it. Poland? And I'm going to get it wrong. Katowice? I do have Poland. But I appreciate you all the same, David. Walsall taking names. Andrew's got it covered with nothing on the expected goals. It's too bad that McLean goal didn't go in with that cracker from the left-hand side that just missed. Yes, Ogonko did get... That was curling into the top right corner, and Ogonko gets his left hand on it just enough to drive it out. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Top hand gets just a touch, and it hits the post, and it goes out. You know what? This could be like a 4-4 game, and I wouldn't be shocked. As it sits 1-1, I know there's been more misses than on-target stuff, but there have been so many plays. Dale with loading up on the caffeine. Hey, Larry from Hartford. I have to check Connecticut. Let's bring that one up. While we're sitting here, I haven't done this one in a while, and since everybody's doing it, let's bring up the country ticker to start. Turn that one off. These are the countries that we have on the list, and I'm just going to double check that it's up to date. Should have 50 with Russia being the latest. Spain already on the list. We'll bring up the states in a second. I think there's 13 or 14 left to go. And we'll try to load those ones up while we're at it. And that's odd. I've lost W&G's graphic. Is that because I'm covering it up on here? No offense, W&G, but that's maybe a sign because somebody said I should split it and make it more pronounced. So I'll go ahead and do that. There's Matt with his take. Decent half. We should be ahead. Sloppy for their goal. Sloppy, yes, maybe. I mean, Boyle with the step, maybe in the build-up play, allowing them to get there. But you have to give credit to MK for taking the opportunity that was provided for them because they were rather surgical with those passes. They had 3 touches there, one of them aided by a deflection. But certainly, goes wingspan larger than a pterodactyl. Also, why I can't play goal because I've got the wingspan of a T-Rex. I believe we do have anybody. I don't see anybody else jumping at the chat to look at that one. So let's bring the states up. State tracker, bring that one up. Slide that one in. So this is, whoop. I misclicked. There we go. These are the states that haven't been covered. And did I see a Connecticut? Hartford, Connecticut. So that's a new one. So that means we're down to, let me bring that up. State tracker. I can delete Connecticut. And that means we are down to, I think it's 12 states left. 12 states left to say we've covered all 50. So if you are watching in one of those ones, the Democratic Republic of the Flintshire, I do need East Timor, remember, when we were scratching Brendan sent this map in to scratch off. And I got a little carried away and I scratched off East Timor by mistake. So if anybody wants to buy a ticket somewhere and go and log into a watch party, that would be outstanding. So that's the community and the joy of M&S and Aldi. And you've got those people who've been there for so long. And, it's even we've lost 2 stewards at the race course that have been there for like 25-ish years this year. And so that's the joy of the small towns, and something I'm definitely a fan and supporter of. So I don't see anybody jumping on those ones. The last one, the good old Canadian provinces, 2 provinces, 1 territory left, and still nobody from my home province of Saskatchewan. I should call somebody up, but I feel like it's kind of an ongoing joke. I got no friends in Saskatchewan, or at least no friends that I can convince to jump onto the train. I didn't add DC because it's not a state, but I do remember that we did have somebody from Washington very, very early. I think it might have even been in the preseason, Andrew. And so, and another fascinating discussion and something for you to give your feedback on. I was talking to a friend of mine, massive football fan from Korea. I lived with him for a stretch. We were, inseparable for about 4 years. He now lives in Calgary. And he started to get onto the Wrexham train. And he said, he messaged me on the weekend and said, what if he and I did a Korean language, although my Korean's rusty as all hell, let's be honest, but a Korean/English language Red Horde, whether that be its own separate channel, whether that be just the odd video. And so the question for you guys, would it be distracting if you saw a Korean/English Red Horde? The whole idea is, Koreans are mad about football and they haven't jumped on the Wrexham train yet. And I would love to give them a medium to do it. The Reds of Korea need the Red Dragons of Wrexham. And so I don't know if we do that every once in a while. So let me know your thoughts, whether we should do that. You have Puerto Rico. It's not a country. Okay. Okay. It's a state. Do I put DC in there? It's kind of like, I don't know, Puerto Rico. Let's get into the political stuff. I don't want to make any enemies, but I get it. I get it. Joel Dixon, thank you for joining. Nobody from Saskatchewan or the Northwest Territories, or what's the last one I need? I can't remember. It'll come up here when it scrolls through. No, I get it, Mike. It's all good. Newfoundland. Really? I'll have to look into that, Santiago, because I would certainly, I like the idea of A, me being able to maintain some Korean, and B, the opportunity to have a chit chat and all that sort of stuff in the language. Is this the Vince? Is this like my Vince? Like as in Ilgyong Vince? 난 한국어 진짜 전혀 못해. 다 잊어버렸어요. I've forgotten everything. Except for ordering food. There was a time when I spoke like probably about a 10-year-old, but I could flirt and I could swear. And that's what I was thinking. New jeans, get them all out there. And I don't know if that's my Vince or not, following along wherever he is in Alberta at the moment, or it could be in BC on his trip. Okay, I'll do that. Which one am I putting on? I'm going to put on the... I'll just put the hat on. My hair's looking good today, though. I used to be able to do it a decade ago, a former life when I was living there. Bogota, Colombia. I appreciate it, but I do have that one there. But Estevan, you're always welcome here. Yeah, I think we might fire it up, and we're talking about maybe the preseason, setting it all up, and maybe a couple of feelers. Who knows? But I just thought it'd be a lot of fun to do that. I'm going to go and put on something. So I will just be right back. And we're back. Yeah, I remember. Oh, what World Cup was that? Man, I'd have to go back. It wasn't the World Cup that was in Japan and Korea, because I was there after that. It would have been the 4 years after that. So that would have been 2006. Being up at like 1 o'clock in the morning at Seoul World Cup Stadium, watching Korea play. They were absolutely mad. And so that'd be a lot of fun to bring them over and have them do it. But a different experience watching Korean football fans is the gender splits closer. A lot of more women watch football than men. It's probably about 50-50 to be fair. And it makes the cheering a lot more high pitched. And there's less chanting, more reaction to the game, I find. But yeah, Andrew's got it, 2002. So Vince, you didn't tell me. Is this? 질문 했잖아. 너 일경이다. Vince, are you Vince that I know, that I just talked to? Are you the guy? And when I say just talk to, like, as in on the phone, like the old friend that we met over tequila. And fun story, when I was learning Korean and knew nothing, and he was learning English and knew nothing, and the only word that we knew when we first met was tequila. And so because that was the only word we could say, we had a lot of them. Sitting in Gangnam, from the old Gangnam style song, in a bar, having some drinks. So no, okay, thank you for that. But it would have been fascinating if it was him that was logging in. So we're getting close to firing this one back up. If I've wasted everything, if you are coming back and joining, we'll plug it one more time and do that all over again. Make sure that you're there for the after 90 minutes. We'll be there for an hour. Matt's joining from the Racecourse Ramble. You can watch on his channel. You can watch on my channel. You can watch on, I think Baz has it up. Pundit may have it up. There's a bunch of different streams trying to get the whole YouTube community involved. And that would be the whole idea. I do have Florida. So that's the whole idea of the thing, is to bring everybody in. So join wherever you want to join, subscribe at all of them, and follow along, as they all do amazing things. And the other thing, while you're here, like button, smash that, hit the notification button if you want, then you know everything's going on, and we are underway. And I was probably 2 seconds late on the start. So we're going right to left on your computer screen. They're going left to right. We are matched up. Dalby touched it on and married with the chase, and it was able to get collected by Kelly. you're looking for a stream, you've got to do the iFollow thing. Which paying $10 quid for it now might not be worth it. That's your call, but certainly there. From Ottawa, Kevin Gormley. Is that the radio broadcaster, Kevin Gormley? But Kevin Gormley and from Ottawa down there. I wish. MK Don's with it on the right-hand side. Gets a push from McLean. I don't even know. And you know what? That sub's less important now than the viewing time. But I'm doing this all. But they give it away. Well done. Thank you for that. Tomlinson not able to save that one, as that was Harvey just kicked it out of bounds. So thank you very much. I am enjoying the watch parties. I'm enjoying the hors d'oeuvres. If they go to League One, I'm thinking, man, another 23 videos of the Who Are You series. That's the only thing. I might have to prep some over the summer to get them canned and researched, because by the end of it, I was starting to get punch drunk doing them. And but I do think that there were those that liked the geography lesson. If you haven't, they're there to go and watch before a match that still has the same information that'll be relevant. Well done. Nice little pass over to Bolton. He's got space. Marriott driving through. Had to go left. Nice back heel. McLean with it. Back of the net. Couldn't get it over to the side net. And Marriott with the gorgeous back heel on that one. I didn't see any subs come in. I'll have to look it up. Hi, I'm done. My wife's not expecting me to be home right now, so look, I'm doing this.
All right, okay then. Sorry, you're at work all day.
Because everybody rumbles in and didn't expect me to come back from work, but I was able to get everything done. So madness everywhere. Subs in 24 minutes time. I would like to see a goal, but Marriott just causing nothing but problem. I would like to see a 60th minute. I know that that Dale's got it right, that subs are in 24 minutes time. I'd like to see it earlier than that. Still 1-1, 48 minutes in. They're going to give that? And now you're going to give a card. See, you can't give a card to Boyle here on that challenge when you didn't before. Like, that's that's the same thing that happened, and even less egregious than the one that happened to Cannon, but Boyle ended up just taking a yellow there. A late challenge, to be fair, a late challenge. But the ball was away, no harm done, and then it was a late challenge. Drawn back. MK has it. Playing it back. No, they were going to play it forward, and they're going to look forward on a nice little back heel, and they've got some space to run towards the middle of the pitch. Kemp, when he's got the ball on his feet, I'm not so impressed with him when, you know, the aerial attacks that come towards him. Not so impressed with him chasing down defensively or forcing turnovers. But when he has the ball on his feet, he's dangerous. And him and Tomlinson sort of trying to connect, that's some stirring stuff that I hope I don't have to watch for the rest of the match. As the screen just starts to do the circle of death. 49th minute, and we'll see what happens when I get back. Turnover. It's right there. Is he offside? He's not offside. And now it's spinning and I can't tell, and it's saved anyway. The delay killed me on that one. 49-16. I'm 10 seconds behind. I don't think he was offside. And so that was Marriott there. Just no finish. He had all the space around him, and then I hit the reset button and we're back to normal. I don't know. I'm looking at that. He had lots of space, a flick over top, a chip. He could have gone to the top left, top right. He just puts it right on the ground forward, and the goalkeeper just plays out on the floor and keeps it. Maybe he thought he was going to be offside, and so he let off a little bit. I don't know. It's come dressed as a chair day at MK Stadium. shots, 11 sevens, 2 on target. So we're a little bit ahead there. But just filling shots, lots of opportunities. It still feels like it's coming. It still feels like it's coming. As long as we don't have another lapse in the back, everything will go all right, right? To the North American viewers, everybody comment what you think a chalky is. I'm curious about what the response is. Great ball down the right-hand side. Bolton is able to get it. 18-yard box extended, right-hand side. Looking for a cross. 2 guys in front of him, so he lays it back. Cross there. Oh, can't get it. Just past Dalby and Mendy. So it'll go for a goal kick, but swarming. And thanks, Tom, for joining in. Some sort of food or dessert. We're everywhere, right, W&G? Pass count, I can tell you, is 370 to 136. So 3-1. MK Dons kicking around in the back, looking to get it to the midfield stripe. They've long ball over top, and they're able to collect it. Headed down and pushed forward, and there's pressure now on EOC, who draws it back to Ogonko. And Ogonko, does he keep it in the pitch? He does. Middle of the field, headed through the air. MK Dons, just a battle. We'll see who comes up with it. We're able to volley it forward. Marriott's chasing, spinning, foul called. I'd like to see that again. Fell to the ground, and Marriott was there. He would have opened him up. He had a clear run, and I don't know about that one. Chris from Switzerland, thanks for joining. It's got to be chocolate. So now, I thought chocolate, but every once in a while I get a phrase that even my Yorkshire-born wife doesn't use, and I have to ask the question: is that what you meant with chalky? What does it mean? Right-hand side, Young with it. Skip, great ball over to Dalby. He maintains possession. Well done by Dalby to fight off 2 guys. He's got another coming third, lays it off. Lets Young in the bad cross. Dalby nicks it again. Go on, Dalby. Go on, Dalby. Draws it back. McLean, shot deflected, and corner for us, but Dalby just says, you know what? Marriott's doing all this possession stuff and nicking the ball all over the place. I want to do some too. It's contagious. It's contagious. Barreling down, left footer from just inside the 18-yard box on the right side, and it deflects and goes off for a corner. Might have saved them from a goal. We'll see what we can do here. As Youngie's going to take this one. Right-footed in-swinger from the left side. There you go. The answer is, thanks, Swirly. Long forward. Boyle couldn't get up into the air, and it's going to get collected instead by Bolton. And it's going to go out for a throw. No Tozer, no Evans, so anybody got a cannon? Everything. It's Wrexham all the time right now as we add another one to the shot clock. Bolton took on his man, got the cross, but that was just a bad pass, bad entry, and so nothing to be done there. Clareworth back there. The only center back as Mendy was there filling in with the throw up front. So we've gained possession. Drawn back to Max, forward to Cannon, just inside the midfield stripe and around to the left-hand side on a switch to Boyle. Boyle gives it up to McLean. He turns, probably should have knocked it down because he didn't see the footprints of a Don defender coming, but he's able to nick it back and clears up. You know what? I've been hard on Dalby. And I even said on my tweet, I was shocked he got a start, and I don't think he did. Whoo! Has to clear it away. Sorry, I got interrupted there on that one. The defender just let it sit there for the keeper, and the keeper wasn't coming, so he had to ultimately flick it out of the way. And here we go on the left-hand side. Dalby cross with way too much power, but Bolton will collect it on the other side. Bolton looking with Young. Bolton dances around. Better in, and that'll go for a corner. That was a more dangerous one. I like that direct, hard, flat ball. Force him to take a stab at it, and if they misses, we're on it. And if he doesn't miss, it's a corner. And not just regular possession, Brian, but like threatening possession. Like we are forward here, as we'll get an outswinger from Mr. Young on the right side. Middle of the pitch. I thought that was gonna miss that head and be there for available, but it's not. Cleared out, drawn back over to Mendy, who's filling in at the center backs, and he goes left-footed over to the left-hand side, collected by Kelly to take and go the other way. EOC collects it midfield stripe, puts it forward to the midfield, deflected. They're asking for offside, but nothing given, and so we'll take it. Bolton dances around one, dances around two, and he earned himself. That's got to get a flop. No, they're actually asking for a yellow card on this, but I thought that was a flop. I thought he kicked the ball away, and when he realized the ball went too far, went for the old splay. Still looking for 3 points. 56 minute in. 1-1 is the score for those of you who are not watching but are listening wherever you're listening. Kids in the background. It's fussy baby time as they're home from school and preschool. If somebody has a link for that, I don't have a problem with sharing links to the tweets. And there's MK Don. That's a good ball headed in, but it was headed over the bar. That was a good ball right to the middle of the area. And that was Dalby who got up there and just got it up over top. Can Dalby play in the midfield? Because he has such a good first touch and the work rate is there and his duels are fine. But I'm not convinced he's a striker because he's just the touch over that he should have had over to Marriott in the first half and the couple times here. Maybe something to talk about on the after 90 minutes. Subs in the next 10 minutes or 13. He was a little bit late with the 70th minute last time, but you'd expect one to come forward and danger. Kemp with pace and well done by both Boyle and EOC to recognize this guy's way faster than me. So Boyle gives him a little bit of an elbow and a shove, not enough to get a foul. And then he gets cut off by EOC with an elbow and a shove to hold him off. And it's going to be a free kick from the corner spot or corner, just a corner. Indeed. Dale is with me anyway, so I'm not the only person. I like it when I'm not out to lunch and a heavy ball. It's in. Play it, Ogonko. Play it. Play it. Keep the play going. That went in. That's my verdict, but it didn't count. They're celebrating. Can we answer the other way? Long wall, but the other way. He's open. Go the other way. Oh, no, we didn't. Just scored over top and cleared. What in the hell is going on with this game? 1-1 is the score. Nobody scored, but that was in. They had a deflection. They go the other way, and Ogonko goes to make the play off the deflection, and you think he's going to get it, but he nubs it, and he nubs it towards the line. He runs back to clatter and collect it, and he bumps it back, and it went over the line. They don't give it. I'm waiting for the replay here. They don't give it, and as a consequence, nobody's back because they're all shouting for the goal. So Ogonko plays it. Oh, they don't show the replay here. I'm just going to watch this. It's hammered in, deflected, knocks off of his leg, and he collects it, and then he dragged it back across the line. He had it stopped, but his weight carried him past, and that went in. And so that didn't count. Fortunate for us. Oh, they're saying maybe the whole ball didn't cross the line. I thought that went in. And so anyway, Ogonko plays it smartly. MK scrambling back because they were all screaming, and we've got a header into the area. And instead of Dalby getting it, it was Bate. Tomlinson launched that one in for the goal as well. I realize 100% of the ball needs to go in, but I think he did it. And a red card. Lewington, straight red for dissent. Straight red for dissent. Not a blue card, straight red for dissent. So they're at 10 men. Corner from the left-hand side. And a bad corner and a foul the other way. And he's going to give a yellow card to us for dissent. The ref, it's getting nervy here. That their captain, Lewington, took a yellow for dissent. O'Connell's coming back. I don't know if this is for dissent or if this is for hamming it up. Oh, yeah, he stepped right to him. You've got to give him a red for that. They showed it on the replay. Like, should I give the replay? He literally did this to the nose of the referee. And so he ate that red card and deserved it. And I think O'Connell's getting a yellow here. Yes. I almost feel like I need to get an update here. Boyle's got one. So much going on. And they're down a man. Trying to keep track of what is going on. Just, that's it. Describe it. Insanity. Madness. So Okonkwo, I think, dragged it in. I'd like to see the replay again, but I think he dragged it in. The first stop, it was clear, it was on the line, no issue, but his thigh when it was coming through dragged it in, and I think the whole ball crossed the line. We'll talk about it. I'm sure there will be pictures about it. I'll come back, but that was my sense. But because they didn't give it, all the MK fans are either MK players are either celebrating or appealing. So Okonkwo plays it. They come the other way. Dalby isn't able to get to the ball, and it's cleared by Bate. And then in the intervening play, Lewington steps to the official and gets a red, and then the corner goes in. Ooh, lounging tackle. McLean goes down, and they just says that's a throw-in. How does that a throw-in to them? But anyways, I'm watching again. It's not in there. It's not in there. It's in there. It's all the way across. It's all the way in. Subs are in. Let's just add to the madness. Lee coming in, Mullen coming in. I need Thought Mob to keep me up. Didn't headbutt the ref, but he got damn close. Like he stepped to him as a challenge. Like it was an assertive, like, you know, when you're into that fight and angst, like he stepped to him like a challenge. And so the red came out. And then we got a yellow because O'Connell pulled somebody down in the box, clipped him. And so Lee is in for Mendy. So does that mean McLean moves out left and Lee fills in for Mendy or for McLean? I would assume. And Mullen's coming in, and I didn't see who came in for Mullen. I'm assuming it's Dalby. No, for Marriott. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Wrong play, Parky. Mullen for Marriott was what we were hoping for, and this was the perfect game to have that shot. And so they're going to come in with some subs as well. The momentum meter since the half, if you haven't seen it, is all red. All red for Wrexham. I will take the early subs, but I was hoping when they came out early and it was Mullen coming in that we'd see 10 minutes of Mullen and Marriott before they bring in who's on the bench for us, Palmer. John Hennon with the magic words. We tell kids all the time. You play to the whistle. And if we would have scored, it would have been, I was like, that would have been just classic Wrexham and would have blown up the internet if we would have scored on that, because it should be 2-1 Dons right now. I'm a Thought Mob guy, Brian. I also use footy stats in between games for just the general stuff, and also football ref, FB ref are the three that I use. Well, I don't know a miracle now. I mean, we're up a man. We've been playing well. Barnett came in for Bolton as well on the subs. So 3 changes there early. And Boyle has to clear that out under the pressure. Fletcher's not in the lineup, so he can't come in. He didn't make the subs list. And so Palmer's the only striker that's on the bench. I assume he's going to come in for Dalby at some point in time. But I would have loved to have seen Palmer and Mullen come in and then Palmer for Dalby. This is why I'm not a League Two coach. Wow. That's impressive. And I got a message from one of the guys who joined us after the 90 minutes. They're actually flying over to the UK and probably going to go to maybe the Colchester game, if not the Wrexham game against Mansfield. That Mansfield game, I suspect, is going to have lots of internationals because of Easter. O'Connell brings it forward, pushes it forward, played down, nice pass back. Lee gets it over to McLean, who's now on that left-hand side in the wing-back position. Left-hand side, dancing, looking for the cross. Doesn't get it. Lofthouse able to get it, knocks it down. Shout for a handball. It sounded like from our fans. But Lee scurries, plays it in. Boyle down to Lee. Lee up to Mullen. Back to Lee. Switches on over to the right-hand side. Max with it. He's looking up. Takes Bolton as the option. Barney's over there as the option now. Draws it back instead. Flicked over to Boyle, and we're going to dring this out. The heavy guns has come in. We're up a man. We've been fortunate enough that a goal was not put on the board when it should have been. And despite all the opportunities when we've had shots all over the board, we're probably fortunate now to be in a tie game and looking for that win. And here it is. Deflection, save. Off of Mullen, off of Dalby, into the goalkeeper. I haven't seen this many deflections and weird bounces in a long time. But I'm pretty sure that was Mullen to Dalby and nothing, no magic. What are the shots now? I feel sorry for the person keeping score of the shots. Maybe that's why they're so delayed. Whew. The chat has gone quiet. Everybody a little nervy. Rumbly tummy time, as we say, before we get to squeaky bum time. 68th minute. Young, midfield stripe. Barnett over on the right-hand side. Running at his man and kicked it a little bit too far forward, so it gets stopped and knocked back, but Young collects. Switch has to be on, and yep, that makes sense. They had too many defenders over there. We weren't set up, and so a Boyle over to Lee. Lee, left-hand side, into the middle of the pitch towards Mullen. Back to McLean on the left-hand side. Is he going to go towards the left side? Nope, switches on. Draws it back to Cannon. Cannon looking, gives it back. Lee, left-hand side, building, and we're threatening about 25 yards out. Mullen to Lee. Lee's got around him, takes a shot. It's there. Oh, just missed it, Dalby. You've got to get that, Dalby. You're a midfielder, not a striker. Come on. Gassy time. Rumbly tumbly time. How does Dalby not get a foot on that? It's just, you got to lift it 2 feet off the ground and it's in the back of the net. You didn't even have to flick it forward. You just deflect it in. Damn it. Here we come again. Lee, still 1-1, 68th minute. Up a man. Cannon gets it over to the right. Young, over to Barney. Cross coming. Left-footed cross. No, back to the right-hand foot. Cross is there. It's dangerous. Mullen! Oh, he missed it. Come on. 6 yards out, up in the air, hits it and goes off to the left. It wasn't even close off the header, and it was right there for service. Right there for service. Barnett's on it with the crosses. All possession for us. Kicking around, throwing around, dumping it into the box. Header, opportunity, deflections, missed right foot by Dalby. All in the last 3 minutes. Look at this one. How did Mullen not get this one? That right-footed, he beat Tomlinson. Beat him like a rented mule. I was just Mullen on the mistouch. Mullen on the mistouch. Weird. Strange. And now it makes me nervous. Boyle there, launches it forward. Dalby on the chase. Defenders with it. Don't see Mullen. It's knocked back and it goes too far. Mistake at the back. Lots of collection and we leave it for the keeper to try and get it. It's all finishing. It's all finishing. It's all... We've outplayed them. But the MK Dons with 0.37 on the expected goals, 3 shots on target, no big chances, but yet they should be up 2-1, arguably. I mean, and you could say that we should have scored 5, 6. It's bonkers. This game is absolutely nuts. But as far as quality goes, so much better other than that final third. MK with it on a giveaway. And they hit the ref, and it's going to be a drop ball. Oh, I'm not denying that that's true. Stockport still in it with Gillingham. Take the 3 points here and let's get into this, guys. Palmer coming, having a run with Dalby. 70th minute. Dalby, you know what? Great all the way through, except for up front. Like, he had that pass that should have gone to Marriott wide open. He had that failed touch here about 3 minutes ago where I think he just had to get anything on it, and it's in the back of the net, but impeccable everywhere else on the pitch. And I'm curious to see all these comments I've been making, whether Matt's going to agree to me or write down and say no, and oh, here comes danger, but Cannon goes back and tries to nick it and does. Well done, Mr. Cannon. Lee, forward, bad first touch and runs into trouble, but Cannon is able to clear it. Scrambly play, and at the end of the day, oh, that's a flop. That's and so they give it to for a throw in. Good on the referee. Gilby knocked it too far and then just dove. Mass full flop, and Boyle, everybody turned around. The crowd went up in arms, but there was no touch on that one. So we get the throw in and we go down the right-hand side. Max puts it forward. Nice little touch back to Young, and he gets clattered and no call. Shoulder charge and a tackle, so you guess you let that one slide a bit. He's been letting it slide all game. EOC coming forward. Dale saying he needs a fight with his missus. Lots of space for Lee on the left-hand side. I'd like to get in the comments, but there's too much happening. Lee, McLean, Lee, left-hand side, switches on. Mullen's hungry. Mullen needs to score. We're asking for it. Lee with it. Up. Nice little play to McLean inside the penalty area. Cross into the area, knocked back, and it's cleared out. Throw in coming. Boyle picks it up quickly and gets it in. Lee with it, left-hand side. Boyle moving up, being a midfielder here. Up into Cannon, bad pass, awkward touch. And he's lost it, pushed down, and it's still loose, and we were able to nick it. Well done on, that's McLean rescuing that one. Get the switch on, lads. They've got lots of defenders on the left-hand side here. And EOC on cue gets it over to Max. Max has Barnett up and Mullen on his left. He's just going to fill the space, and he's going to have a crack deflection, and it takes all the mustard off of it, and it's easily collected by Kelly, who's laying on the ground, trying to settle things down as they've been coming at us. Need to win this, should win this, deserve to win this. Still don't have a lead. 1-1, 73rd minute. Whistles going for time wasting from the Wrexham fans as they roll it forward. And it's a giveaway right off the roll in. Cannon's got it. Men on the left and the right. Lee into the penalty area. Lee. Cross. Keeper comes out. Good save and well done by the keeper, because the only thing he could do from that angle was to cross it. And so he comes out full stretch and takes it off the line. We deserve the points. Come on. 14 points. The fans are into it, pushing them across the line. Somebody go sit on the bog, please. Boyle just missed that touch, so O'Connell up against the goal line has to play it back, and he gets the clearance. And well done by him. Forward, up over the top. Pullen nudges it back to Palmer. Palmer gets it back to Mullen. He's not offside. The call's going out. He's clearly on. And there's the shot. And just missed it. And they're screaming, who is this guy? Harvey. That's like 3 appeals that were nowhere even close to being offside. Just desperate because they know they're getting run at and they can't do anything with it. 16 minutes until we find out how much extra time. We've got our weapons up front. Do we change the shape and move McLean up front and go to a 3-4-3 or a 4-3-3 or something to get an extra body up front? I'd like to see it, because make the push. We've been dominating them and nicking the ball all over the place. 16 shots. 4 on target. They have the same number of shots on target as us with their 8. MK Dons crosses the midfield stripe with it, moves forward, and now they've drawn it back into their center backs as they do their patient state. Most open game in a while. It's exciting. And another nick. Well done by McLean. Strips it, gets it up to the middle. He's got Palmer. Palmer looks. He couldn't get it. He saw Mullen by the time he drew him in. He couldn't get it over there, and it was cleared away. And MK on the counterattack. And this is Gilby running forward. Oof. We're up a man. Like, let's push this thing. I'm missing who came in as one of their subs. McLean, left-hand side. Barnett, right-hand side. Is he going to have a go on Tomlinson? He runs to the right foot cross. Good cross. It's there, but it got a little bit too close to the keeper, and he just grabs it, and away they go. Dennis was the sub that I missed for MK, and they are time wasting, and the whistle is blowing. Down a man and hoping to secure the point and maintain it. O'Connell headed it against Dennis, their attacker, but we got it back, and here we go, coming again. Up a man and trying to push. And I've just lost my stream for a second, but I can fill in to say that Baz is going to join the after 90 minutes as we're at 76 minutes, and I'm frozen. Last time I froze, there was a really good opportunity. Maybe this time I'll come back and I'll see a goal. Somebody give me some magic. Anybody else had a problem with iFollow today? This is frustrating. Is yours running? Did I lose internet everywhere? No, just on my laptop. So that's a problem with me. So we'll clear this up in a second, and I apologize for the delay. Everybody go get a chalky. Somebody go in the bog. I might be looking at a score and not even know, but we'll connect. We'll figure this out, and away we come. Watch live now. Get me into this thing. Technology can't always be our friend. No, I come back to a Will Boyle red card. I have no idea what happened. Jeff, if you saw it, feel free to type out what happened, but that was, let's see. They're coming in on the attack, left-hand side, Dennis with it, and Boyle, and that was a flop. Did he even get him? Dennis with the flop of the season. Oh, it was a yellow to red. That makes sense. The yellow to red makes sense. I can see where if there was a touch there that could have been something. So this is a dangerous opportunity. They're 19 yards out on the left-hand side. It looks like there's 4 on the wall. 2 players standing there. That's Tomlinson on the right, and I don't know who's on the left. Tomlinson takes it, hammers it, and it just goes over the bar. In all games, in all circumstances, I would have said that was a legitimate yellow. In this one, with the buildup and how physical he's let them be, I don't think that yellow was appropriate. But anyway, the yellow to the red gets you a game. Mr. Boyle will be away, so we'll see what the back line looks like when we take on Gillingham on Saturday. One game, right? For the 2 yellows to a red. And so they make their subs now that it's a 10-10 game. MJ Williams, the Welshman, draws in. So I don't know what definitely the flop of the season, sold that one, but it was close to being a yellow. Would have been at most other games, but not here. So we're 12 minutes, still 1-1. Tons and tons of action, 78-53. So I've got to take a couple of seconds off the clock from where I'm at. Flicked on. Mullen can't get there. Looking for some magic, and hopefully that red doesn't take the wind out of our sails, and it doesn't as Palmer has it. Draws over to Mullen, who's got some space. Mullen, one guy to beat. Deflected, and deflected again, and that's going to go for a corner. And Mullen was screaming for a handball in the box, and he said he blocked it with his... Mullen is certain. He's convinced that he touched it with his hand when he went down. I don't know if I saw that, but let's watch this. Mark's saying that's what happened. He goes to the ground. Yeah, it was close. He went down, and it did hit him in the elbowish area, but the ball was tucked in. Nothing he could do about it. It was hammered into him. So here we go. In swinger, left side, dangerous. I heard a whistle, but I'm hearing things now. It comes back out. Young puts it back in. It's dangerous. It's put up in the air and cleared. 2 dangerous ones, and Young goes in like a madman, and he takes him out. And we've got a head injury, and is he going to do a card? Young's up. Harvey's down. Did they actually clash heads? Oh, boy. This is going to be one of those frustrating draws. Right. He will get the extra game for being off once already. Yes, he does get the extra. Thank you, Andrew, for knowing those rules and pulling them out and remembering that Boyle had been out once already. Gave the foul, blew it down, didn't bring in anybody for a potential head injury, and Kelly takes it and just throws it out, or hammers it out, and we're going to have a throw in at the midfield stripe. Barney with it, looking for the throw in, throws it deep into the. I don't know if that was the right decision. That was threw it right into the mob where there was Palmer and 4 MK Dons jerseys, and they come turning the other way, looking for Dennis down the right hand side. Lots of room to run here. Both teams being down a man. Played back to the center backs. They're still looking. W&G says a draw would be a good outcome. I say no. I want my win. Don't jinx this. As Dennis coming into the area, cross into the area, and it just goes all the way past and through everybody, and it'll go to a Wrexham throw. Well, nobody wants to get a sending off, so maybe you're happy you're missing it. We can pretend it didn't happen. Yeah, the yellow to the red. And it was a close one. I'm not going to argue it. And a game as mad as this, and when a team's already got a red, do you make the teams even, such that they can just battle it out for the last 9 minutes, 8 minutes here? Still 1-1. Should be lots of, what are we going to say, 5 minutes, 4 minutes? We've had the full subs, multiple subs, 3 or 4 different times. We've had that little head injury incident that was right there. We've had 2 red cards, lots of protests. 5? As EOC heads it forward, and then it's headed down. McLean plays it forward. Lee is there. Nice little touch over to Cannon. Cannon in the midfield. All that work just to get to the midfield stripe, but I like this rather than the hoof ball. And as I say that, Barney searches for Mullen all the way down. Flag stays down and wins the corner. All right, let's go here. Set piece goal. We're due. Yeah, something to think about. Tozer on the bench and Boyle goes out. But to be fair, he doesn't normally sub his back line. At least not just 1-for-1 in the middle of play. So nothing from the corner, and it's a poor clearance. EOC, poor touch. And here come the MK Dons on the run, and instead Dennis gives it away. Nobody wants the ball right now. We're racing. And now we have it. Max. Over to Barney. Back to Max. Oh, let's go. All the way back to Ogonko, pushes it forward. Bad touch, hard touch to Max. Max in our own space. I like the fact that we're trying to build up and they're pressing us hard. And there's a long ball up over top, headed down into the space. MK Dons collect it, and they're going to maintain possession and try and get it the other way. 84th minute. Whew. MK Dons cross the midfield stripe. Gilby plays it back to Bate over to the left-hand side, and it's still with the center backs as we're all back, and they're looking patiently to try and find something. It's not even squeaky bum time because it's a draw. It's just rumbly-tumbly time in perpetuity as Dennis, with a bad first touch, kind of put under pressure. Young gets a tackle on it. It just goes loose up in the air, and then it's awkwardly missed, and Young collects his own deflection. We'll take it. We have possession. Can we build? Here's the press. Barney gets it back to Max. Can we build some shape and move it forward? Max looking. Sets himself. Long ball to the middle of the pitch. Looked for Mullen. Mullen got on the wrong side. And instead, we get another bad touch from Cannon. Squared it up for Lee, rolling along the midfield stripe. Lee. Cross to Young. Young looking back to Lee. Midfield stripe again. Up to Cannon. Looking for McLean. Doesn't give it to him. Draws it back to Lee. Thank you, T-Spot, for joining in. Appreciate that. And then just a giveaway. And here come MK looking down the middle of the pitch to Dennis. Dennis collects, messes it. And we're able to collect it on the bad. Dennis is great when he's got the ball at feet, but his first touches, getting it there, looks like it's cumbersome. Laborious. Oh, I don't know. I don't like whiskey, so I'll take a win over everything. EOC with it. Midfield stripe. McLean on the switch. That's got to be Young. It is. Young has it. Lots of open space. Barnett to his right. Lee to his left. Gives it to Barnett. They overlap. Lee with it. Back to Young on the sideline. Young plays it forward to Barnett. Corner cross coming. He's taking a Harvey nutmeg. He's into the box on that beautiful nutmeg, and he takes a shot, and oh, it's right there, and why not? Why not a penalty? How does that happen? Like, he just grabs onto Palmer on the diving header. He stopped Palmer. Barnett has it. It's there. Oh, he does so. He pulls him up. His left arm is up over top of his shoulder. Watch this on the replay again. Beautiful nutmeg, Barney. Get points for that. But where's his left arm? He's hugging him in the air. Is it 50-50 to Palmer Sasquatch him? I don't. Close. Brandon says pulled down. Gillingham Stockport, very boring, which is why we need the point. Man, can you get... I don't even want to imagine the table if we get the point. I know what it looks like. I've got it in my head. Frustrating game. They're still down. The player's still down. I want to look at this again. They're showing the goal that wasn't for the MK Dons. They're going it frame by frame. Frame by frame. It's slowed down. It's not off cross on the first stop. And then his thigh comes in, his left thigh, and he hits it. And that's still on the line. It's still on, and there it's in. It's a goal. I'd like to see a slow motion replay on the Palmer and whoever's down. Is that O'Hara? I mean, until I saw the replay behind the net, it looked as though the defender, when Palmer was going for the header, reached around and they ended up hugging and getting caught up in each other. So I think we're up to 6 minutes on extra time here. They show the back angle, but I can't tell because I can't see the line there. The goalkeeper's still down. Or not the goalkeeper, the defender, who I'm interested who this was, because I think he should be walking off the pitch and it should be a penalty our way. Somebody tell me I'm wrong, who was watching it, but I saw that as a left up over top. So are they going for the sub here? I mean, he's laboring like he's in a lot of pain. And that's Norman, not O'Hara. Norman. So Jeff says I'm right. And it doesn't make sense for Palmer to be running with his arms out anyway, right? I can see after he gets grabbed, reaching and grabbing onto whatever's around him. But he had the clear header. He was on target. He was rushing forward. And it was the left arm over top, and Palmer doesn't get a contact on it. Well, Norman ain't tiny either, but Palmer was in the air. he was a diving header to go for it. And so we've taken a full minute and a half off here for this whole interplay. So I'm assuming as we get to the 90th minute in a 1-1 draw that we're going to be sitting there going 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Long ball forward. And there was a sub there, and I don't know who it was that came in, but throw or a goal kick? Going to be a throw. Diego with the subscription. Thank you. Hazard with the subscription. Keep those things coming in. And the like button's good too while we're at it. 90th minute approaching. We'll see how much extra time we've got as we've got a throw in deep in our territory on the left-hand side. 8. I thought 6-7. We benefited from here, but we'll take it. 8 minutes to go. Let's get the 3. I mean, yes, you take points away on the road, and I'd be okay with a draw. Kissing your sister. Cleared away, knocked up. Lots of MK players in that corner, and it's got put back into the box. They've gained possession, missed on the tackle, and here's the cross into the box. It's wide open, and oh, he missed it. Unfortunately, we're able to clear it out, and it's a jumping ninja kick by McLean that clears it. Lee goes to clear it. Mullen now trying to rescue it, launching up, knocks it down, and well done by Mullen to maintain possession. Over to Barnett, draws it back to Max, and we have some possession here. 1 minute almost gone in the added time. EOC kick and return with Cannon. EOC moving the ball forward, says, fine, if you're not going to take it, I'll run it forward and play it up. Mullen draws it back as we just move bodies forward and the chess pieces get closer to goal. Max having a look, but decides to give it to Cannon along the midfield stripe, and he draws it back to EOC. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Put the ball on the net. It's a remix. Right from the comments. From your words to the football god's ears, please. Lee with it, left side. Got McLean on the left. Mullen looping over to join them. Coming over to the left-hand side. Cross, doesn't get the ball. Lee with it. Lee now has nobody there to give it to. Draws it back over to McLean, who came back in support. Switches on now. Cannon. A little bit slow on the switch to Max, but Max has it now, and so he looks to say, where am I going to go now that switch was a little slow. Gets it forward to Mullen. Palmer with it, right side into the penalty area, looking for a cross, and we're going to get a corner. Will be from the right side. That'll make it an outswinger from Mr. Young. Come on, Wrexham. Come on, Wrexham. 6 minutes left, 1-1. Set piece. Bodies moving forward in an I formation, or a T if you're counting the goal line. One way or the other, they're in a straight line extended out from the keeper. Starting to jostle a little bit, move around now. Nice little ball into the area, but it's headed away. Well done by the defender there. But Lee able to knock it back, and so we've gained possession, have we? Lee's in a battle here with it. Lee beats him around. Nice little play over to Mullen. Mullen with it, draws it back over to McLean. Still outside, left-hand side, and it's kicked away, and we're going to get a throw in here. Nice little interplay by Mullen and Lee. Ended up on McLean's boot, just couldn't get it in. Mullen over to McLean. Corner into the box. Only Palmer's in there too early. Cannon gets it, tries to win it back. I'm loving all this nicked possession. EOC nicks possession. Like, we're coming after them. And here comes another attempt. Ref says no foul. They go back forward, and it has to be cleared out. And that was, you know what, a well played by, I believe that was Max, who cleared that one out. Hi. Glad Mullen. 5 minutes left, just under, as they've got the ball looking for a throw and taking their time. We're up to 22 seconds here since that ball went out, and they're still looking. Still looking. The ref's up in his ear, talking to him. Here comes the throw. It's in. All the way to EOC. Not flipped up in the air. Max moving into the center on the letting the other winger fill in the offside. So it's McLean and Barnett taking turns on the offside of the ball, and Max and EOC shifting from left to right in the framework of their 10-10. And they give us the ball back. Barnett with it, right side. Oh, that was an unnecessary flop. But free kick. And he does give the yellow. That was a Barnett flop, but we'll take it. Yellow card given, and he goes into the book, and we're going to play the free kick. Ref swallowed the whistle until he sold that flop. Drawn back off the free kick, and we're going to do the switch over to Lee. Lee's on the left-hand side midfield stripe. Up over to McLean. Back to Lee. They're pushing us back here with their press, and we're all the way back to Ogonkwo. EOC instead goes up the middle, and here we go. Young, well done. I'm assuming that's Young. Got it over to Lee through O'Connell. 3 minutes left. Come on, lads. Let's do this. Max, right side, midfield stripe. Nothing in front of him, so he lays it off to EOC. EOC pushes it forward to the left-hand side to Lee. Lee moving forward, 25 yards, 18 yards. McLean looking for the cross, too flat, not far enough, but he gates it back on the clearance, and he's got it now to settle it down. Gets it to Lee, 25 yards out. Dances left, right, left, goes the other way. Looking to get to the right-hand side. Moves it over. Cleworth with it. Looking. Has Barnett. Barnett can get around him. Well defended. That was just them wanting it more than us, and then Palmer ends up taking the foul. 2.5 minutes, and here they come with a free kick from the deep inside their own zone. Tomlinson has to be gassed, no? Watch this guy hit the treadmill after this one. You said 3 minutes left. We're down to 2 minutes left, and they're taking a long time to get these whistles. The whistles are now coming in to hurry up for the MK Dons. They seem to be happy to take their draw as we're waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't know how long this has been since that one went out. Okay, there we go. We're underway. Move forward. We got to the head, but instead pushed it back to their center backs, and they're up there. We're chasing it down as they're having a kick about in the back line, but we're putting the high press on, forcing it, trying to force an error, and they draw it back. Bring another man forward. Instead, they look long. Long ball looking for Dennis. Draws it down, and he's got numbers into the penalty area for the MK Dons. Last opportunity. It's right there, and huge save. Ogonkwo jumping. Jesus. That shot.
Arthur Okonkwo in goal. What is love? Arthur Okonkwo on loan from Arsenal.
All alone was Tomlinson. They're going to get a corner out of this in the last minutes, and it's there for them. Cleared away, knocked down, and it's going to go for a run. Mullen holds it up, gets it to Palmer, and he's just getting mauled. And that, you've got to give it yellow on that one. Tomlinson with the opportunity. Ogonkwo saves the day. Holy crap. Stockport's a draw. All alone. Like, what was he? 8 feet, 10 feet out, all alone. Makes himself big, makes the save. Ogonkwo all the way up. 15 seconds, so this is going to be Dyer looking for the magic at the depth. Why is only one person, two people up? But Lee able to nick it. Switches it over to Barnett. Barnett, last chance is 7:56. Let's get one. Barnett looking to, it's cross into the box. It's cleared up. It's still there in the middle of the box. Lands to Palmer. It's still there. And it's cleared. Going to go for a throw. And is that going to be a whistle? The fans are blowing for it. And that's it, full time. Full time. My word. Just a couple of chats before we end up jumping over to the after 90 minutes. Going to go over there pretty damn quick. Match ended early, so I don't have to race over. But we'll take just a little bit of time. I'll set up the graphics, and so it usually takes 5 to 10 minutes to go over there. The stream link is in the description below. I'll also go and grab it and put it in the chat as we're doing that right now. I don't know what to say about that one. Both teams have legit claims that they should have won. They had a goal actually go in that crossed the line and wasn't given. We had, and I didn't look at the final shots. I'll do that before we bounce over. The game was so exciting, I stopped looking. The final shots, 18-9, but we only had 5 on target to their 4. 18 shots to 9, only 4 on target. Possession ended up getting to 56-44. The momentum meter in the second half, essentially almost all red. We deserved a better result, but I can understand that they'd end up saying the same thing themselves. So let's grab that link here. We'll jump over to the 90 minutes. Matt was going to be there for sure. Baz is going to end up joining us eventually. And so we will look to join. Might go a little bit longer because we're starting earlier than I anticipated. I can always hand over the keys to the castle too if people want to control it and move on and keep the thing going. So we'll see how that goes. Here comes the link for you guys. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. By all means, other watch party the next time it's Gillingham, right, on Saturday. Another big match, and hopefully not as boring a game as Gillingham and Stockport had, unless it's boring and we win. What do I care? So 0-0 for them. I don't want to look at the table yet until I get to the whole thing, but that is who we've got, right? Another away game for us in Gillingham. Before we, man, it just feels like we've been on the road forever, doesn't it? Away against Gillingham, away on Tuesday against Forest Green, then at home, then away, and then finally some back-to-back at homes and away. Then it's going to be a non-stop away till we finish 3 at home for the final 4. Hit that link button. Let's meet over at the after 90 minutes. The flop counter broke. Yeah, maybe it did. It was just too exciting. You had to keep your eyes on this one. So no fault there. It was a great one. It was a wonderful one. W&G, thanks for the scoreboard. Brendan, thanks for the flop counter and all that you do, keeping the chat organized and operating and doing its thing. To all of my subscribers who have been here and joining on that one, those that joined and otherwise, it's been a blast. And we'll be here again on Saturday doing the same thing. Take the point. It is what it is. Upwards, onwards,